Pierce Sawdust Copeland, originally from the Palmetto area, live in Sharpsburg now. Fighting out of independent MMA, Newnan, Georgia.
Matt Mike Wilson, fighting out of independent MMA in Newnan, Georgia. Originally born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, so a lot of folks call me Swamp Honky.
My name is Joshua Kelly. I've been fighting about a year and a half, 2 years, and I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois, but moved down to Newnan, Georgia. Independent MMA, baby.
Yeah.
Hello, how you doing? This is Coach James, originally from Queens, New York, now living in Newnan, Georgia.
I think I'm going on like 3 years now of training. Some hard shit, man. It sucks a lot, but I love it.
Why do you love it?
Just to be honest, man, if I didn't have it, probably be back in jail. Just to be honest, that's only fun sometimes. But for real though, to be honest, it just keeps my ass out of trouble. Keeps me focused, opens up a lot of opportunities. Just good stuff.
How do you feel about your training? How's it going right now? How do you feel right now? Are you feeling super fit? You feeling sharp?
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel dead about 100% of the time. It's good feeling though when you get done training. You get mad a lot, cuss out your teammates a lot. You want to cuss out your coach, but you're scared of him. But he really pushes me. He knows how to get me going. If it really wasn't for Doug and Mike especially, wouldn't be here to this day. And really Coach James too. He's very inspirational. And Tim, you talk to Tim, you're having a shitty day, you know, he can just, you know, it makes you feel better. And same with Professor Chris. Just all around good people here.
Been fighting about 6 years now. Well, I've been fighting my whole life, but been doing it at actually decent level and looking like a real fighter maybe the last 6 years. but yeah, that's it pretty much.
You seem like a guy who lives for it, who really enjoys the battle, the fight. You have fun with it. Like what I've seen you train, you know what I mean, and it's almost like watching a kid play a video game, you know what I mean? Like you're excited, you're in there, you know what I mean? Nothing's hold barred. You enjoy it as much as anybody should. What's behind that?
Oh man, like I said, this is what I've always wanted to do my whole life. If you would have asked me, you know, when I was like 4 or 5 years old, what I wanted to be when I grew up, I'd tell you a Ninja Turtle, you know, Power Ranger. You know, I want to be a Saiyan, you know. So that was, you know, this is the closest thing I could do to being that. So, you know, and not get in trouble. So you run around like, you know, beating people up, you know, even if they're, you know, bad guys, you know, not necessarily something you can do. So the best thing I can do is get in the cage and, you know, to be able to train and do this, and it's the closest thing I can come to, you know, being all those things I wanted to be when I was a kid. So yeah, I'm out there having fun every day. I'm training. Like I said, that's just, there's no other place I'd rather be, getting better and doing what I love doing. So yeah, I'm out there having fun every day.
What's your martial arts background before independent?
I have none.
You just got it.
I just got in, bro. My brother wrestled. He was my little brother. He wrestled in high school. He was really good, man. He took varsity his second year. He was basically JV. Like when he signed up, he wasn't like, okay, yeah, come on to the wrestling camp. It's fun. It's like he was actually good. And so he ended up finding this place at some point and basically introduced me to Mike, and I came to open mats for a really long time. And then I decided to take my first class, and I haven't looked back since.
I boxed as a kid, did karate as a kid, and now I'm a boxing coach for a little over 10 years. I love the gym. I try to go to as many fights as I can and be in the corner if possible to help out the students and make a winner out of everybody.
What got you started? Like, I know you said you had a martial arts background.
Yeah, I started in point karate, and then I wanted to see what was more real. So I needed more contact, so I went to boxing. After boxing, I fought for a few years, became a police officer, and I stopped boxing because I wasn't good enough to make it as a good pro. So I just got my pension from the police, and that was it. When I came here, I said, let me get a job or something, and a friend of mine offered me a job teaching boxing, and I'm very happy right now. When in life, you do things to make money, and then if you're lucky like me, you get to do things you love, and that's what I love, to teach boxing.
Being a fighter like you, it's very entertaining. You look like one of those guys who's entertained by the whole process. From doing the hitting to being hit, to being in that engagement, to being in the rolls, in the scrambles. Like, is there a point in the sport where you feel like you're sweating or like you're uncomfortable, or do you feel?
I try to get to those points. That's the whole purpose. Is one of my coach's biggest sayings. The purpose of jiu-jitsu is learning to be comfortable in uncomfortable positions. So the more uncomfortable positions I can put myself in during training, the better I'll do when it comes fight time. And that way, when I am in those uncomfortable situations out there, I don't look that way. I look like I'm okay even when I'm not. So, and that worries, for my opponent too. If I can be comfortable and no matter what bad position they put me in, that can break them down, and get them to start, questioning their self, give me a little more advantage in the fight. So yeah, that's the name of the game. Try to be comfortable in uncomfortable positions. So if you see me out there looking real comfortable, it might be a show, but that's what we do. That's what I'm learning to do out there. So.
And jiu-jitsu is a style that's based in a lot of principles. Its foundation is in principles and theoretics before the actual physical. Do you think that transfers into your everyday life as well?
Oh yeah, that's the biggest draw of jiu-jitsu for me, is being able to apply it to an everyday situation. Like I say, because there's going to be times where it's going to be rough, where it's going to be hard, and you're not going to be able to do what you're looking to do, and you got to take a step back, look at the situation as a whole, breathe, stay calm, and figure, an unorthodox or a different solution to what might be the obvious choice. So jiu-jitsu helps you navigate all those things in life when you get hit with the day-to-day, changes. You never know what life's going to bring at you. But jiu-jitsu helps you deal with those swings and deal with those being, comfortable in uncomfortable situations, having to make fast decisions. The flow of jiu-jitsu, like I said, you can apply to everyday problem solving.
And you have kids, they train, right?
Oh yeah, I got 3 kids. They're all just about grown now, but they started training with me over the last, about a year after I started. I got the kids involved. My son now, he's probably one of my best training partners. He still trains at least a few days a week on top of school and everything else. And my daughter, she, not training anymore, but make sure they're definitely self-defense aware, and still try to get her in here every now and then, make sure she's brushing up on it, staying good with it. And I loved my kids, doing it. Awesome thing to have as far as a family, to keep us close and bring us together.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say next. What do you feel like it does for them? And you're an instructor as well, you're a coach as well. So what do you feel like it does for people? Like, what do you see develop out of them? Sit up straight for me.
Oh.
What do you see develop out of them when they're, when you see them grow in the sport? How do you see them change as a person or as a character, the effect that it has on them?
Oh yeah, that's the best thing is coaching. So I've had a few different kids that came in, super shy kids, looking at the ground, don't really want to make eye contact, and a little awkward as far as being touched, because jiu-jitsu is very physical. But the ones that stick with it and the ones that go, I've seen them, a few of them go from that shy kid to leaders in the class and to going to every competition and really stepping outside their shell as far as just personality-wise. Having that confidence to walk with their head high when they come in the gym now, and to be able to talk to anybody and not shy away. So, and I credit a lot of that to jiu-jitsu. It might not be all jiu-jitsu, but I feel like it plays a big role in it, and the parents seem to think so too. I get a lot of feedback from the parents and how jiu-jitsu changes the lives of children, giving them more confidence, and like I said, teaching them to deal with those rough situations. And like I tell them a lot, kids doing football, baseball, it's great, do team sports, learn to work with others, but you also carry those wins and losses with those other people. So they're never really your wins, they're never really your losses. So jiu-jitsu teaches that accountability. So, but through that struggle, they don't have that option of blaming it on their team. So they have to take ownership for every loss, figure out the problem, and move forward and move past it. You can't win them all. So. And like I said, it's nobody's fault but your own, and I feel like really helps kids these days in this big, everybody wins mentality and everybody gets the trophy, and jiu-jitsu's not that way. And I think it really, really helps them moving forward, dealing with those struggles in life.
Switching off, you really face a dichotomy when it comes from being a fighter and a coach to being coached and is fighting at the same time. You know what I mean? So let's touch on that for a minute. You know what I mean? Like, what? Tell me about the coaches on the team. Tell me about it.
Oh man, we have probably the best coaches in Atlanta. As far as I feel and I'm concerned. Professor Ruiz and Tim Stout were the first two that were my head coaches when I came in. My current head coach, Doug Usher, was a teammate when I started, but he's done took over the MMA program now. And he's the #1 ranked fighter in the Southeast. We were watching UFC last night, and it was hilarious to me. They had a guy 3-3 fighting a dude who was 10-7. Not knocking those guys that much, but Coach Doug's like 11-1 in his last 12 with 9 knockouts, but he can't get on a UFC card because all these guys are scared of him. So that's the type of caliber coaches we have in the gym here running our program. Professor Ruiz, a black belt under Professor Roberto Travin, who just received his coral belt, which is a huge achievement. He's one of only 30 people worldwide in the history of humankind to ever receive a coral belt in jiu-jitsu. So basically, he's been a black belt for 30 years and active, competing, teaching, and 2-time ADCC champion. So huge jiu-jitsu lineage as far as coming from Professor Travin through Professor Ruiz. And then Tim Stout, serious veteran in the sport, fought Strikeforce before the UFC absorbed Strikeforce. And like I said, that core group, and then Coach James, like I said, we got, and then also Coach Chrissa. She's one of the only women in the Georgia Wrestling Hall of Fame, also a female black belt and amateur MMA champion in Alabama. So all the way around, like I said, we got some of the best coaches around. I got me the most decorated amateur champion to ever do it in Georgia. So I defended that belt more than any other amateur just to make sure that I was super ready and didn't just like, oh, I won a belt, now I go pro. Nah, I stayed, defended it. So I try to bring that experience down here to the gym when I'm teaching class. So I feel like I'm one of those coaches too.
So that's a lot of overhead experience going to you guys, some of y'all's younger fighters, and like, do you feel like that they definitely benefit from how sharp the people that are leading them in the game are?
Oh yeah, most definitely, and they get a good mix. Professor Ruiz is retired, Coach James is retired, Tim's retired from fighting. But they're all still very involved with the gym. But myself, I'm still active fighter. Doug's still active fighter. Chris is still active fighter. So they have a good mix between people who been there and done it and people that are still doing it. So they get a lot of different aspects as far as not just guys who aren't in it anymore that might not see exactly what's going on with today's MMA foundation, but also still have that link to the old ways of doing stuff and that more hard-nosed training that you get from the old school guys. So it's a really good mix, like I said, of coaches, a good diversity. So and I feel like that super benefits the guys, in fact, of all aspects. Like I said, we got really good grappling, really good striking. So when we put it all together, under Coach Doug, like I said, one of the #1 guys in the world right now, it all comes together beautifully.
All right, my boy Pierce.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Pierce go back, right?
Oh man, me and Pierce go way back. So man, I've known Pierce since middle school. We went to a lot of the same parties, hung out with a lot of the same people, got into a lot of the same trouble, made a lot of the same mistakes. So when Pierce messaged me about training, it took me a while to convince him to get in here and stay on it, but. I remember back in the day, anytime there was a fight or anytime there was a brawl, Pierce never backed away from one, never shied away from one. He wasn't one of those guys that was going to get picked on at the party, that's for sure. So having him in the gym and having that mentality that he brings and that just super tough, in your face fighting style is awesome to have. So yeah, it's been great having him come and train, and yeah, one of my favorite stories as far as is like I said, we come from the same streets and went through a lot of the same struggles. So awesome to have him in here and see the things that he's accomplished.
How would you describe him as a fighter? Like I've been in there and I've seen you guys train, and it's like animal after animal, man. Like I've seen it myself. Like how would you describe him as a fighter? Like
yeah, Pierce is one of the hardest nosed guys you ever gonna step in there with. He knows how to throw them and he can take them. So he like I said, just that hard nosed mentality. It might not be the prettiest thing, but man, it's not exciting to watch. I don't know what it is. So definitely a very dangerous guy. If you're out there, catch yourself slacking, he's gonna put you to sleep. So.
How do you know anything about his opponent? How do you feel about him?
Don't know anything about his opponent. Fighting in Tennessee, this next one, I know his last fight here in Atlanta. I felt like he kind of got stopped early. He got hit, but he didn't even fall down. You know what I mean? He never hit the canvas. I'm like, come on, ref, man. Like I said, he's such a hard-nosed, tough guy that I hate to see that. I know that they try to err on the side of caution for a lot of amateur fighters starting out. But man, I've seen him, back in the day, get hit with, a tequila bottle upside the head, keep coming forward, just because his nose is bleeding. He was fine. So I hope up there in Tennessee, he's able to just slip and move a little bit more. And you don't have to eat all those punches. you can do more of the batting, but that's what we've been working on. We've been working on making sure we stay safe. We don't have to just be tough. We want to make sure we do the hurting. But yeah, I'm excited to see that move forward style that he's known for, and it's gonna be a fight. Believe that.
What have you been putting him through camp? Like what kind of hell is he going?
Oh man, we've been putting him through it, making sure his cardio is at another level. That's the main thing, and his footwork. So just making sure we're not being stiff, making sure we're moving a lot, making sure we got the cardio to keep that movement going. And things keep progressing the way they're going, and everything comes together, and everything peaks right at the end of camp. Like I said, y'all are gonna see a beautiful show come August 21st when Pierce steps into the cage.
You can tell Pierce anything before going into the fight, what would it be?
Hey man, just trust yourself. Go out there, do what we do. It's just like going in the gym. A couple of more people standing around, but hey, just go out there and do what you're capable of, and everything else will fall into place. No thing. Just go out there and do it. It's what we do every day.
You mentioned Khalil too. Khalil has a fight coming up.
Yeah, Khalil's fighting on the same card, so this will be, I believe, his third fight coming up.
How's he looking?
He's been looking beautiful. He's coming off an injury off his last fight, so he had to take some time off. But everything's coming together good. Everything healed up good. He's looking really sharp. He's keeping the pace and doing everything we've been asking him to do as far as training camp goes. So as long as like I said, as long as these guys stay on the pace, I feel like there's gonna be big things coming up soon. So really excited to get up there. Looking forward to going back to Tennessee. That was where my last fight was. So always a good crowd up there. Coach Tim's from Tennessee, so we got some roots up there. So we try to keep our guys active all around the Southeast, so that way we're not just stagnant fighting only in Georgia. We go to Alabama, go to Tennessee, Florida sometimes. So try to get guys a lot of experience and see what everything is to offer in the Southeast. So.
And last but not least, you have a fight coming up.
Yeah. My next fight's gonna be September 18th. I'm super excited for this fight. I'm taking on a guy, Scott Farhat, who hasn't fought in a long time. He's coming out of retirement, but he's a serious veteran of the sport. He's actually my age, which is very rare. I'm 35, I think he's 36, so for once I'm fighting a guy my age. You young guys can beat each other up for a little while. But y'all are about to see what that age and experience can bring to the table. So I'm looking for a much more methodical fighter when I go into the cage in this fight, and a guy who's not going to be overwhelmed with anything that I bring, because I've seen a lot of his previous fights. So I'm hoping he's got a little bit of ring rust, and I can use that to my advantage and push that pace that I like to keep, and hopefully I can overwhelm him a little bit. But definitely not getting too far ahead of myself, taking this fight real serious. Been putting in a lot of extra training, coming in doing mornings, making sure that I try to stay a little bit bigger, back at 45, so at my weight class. So really excited for that. More than anything is being back at the weight class I want to be at. But yeah, it's going to be a big fight. Make sure you get your tickets. I should have them on me, but if not, nfcfighting.com. And you can always watch NFC fights on Flow. So any way you can get it. And like I said, if anything, make sure y'all are following me. Mike Wilson on Facebook, MadMike_MMA on Instagram. And I try to keep content going, especially during fight camp. So make sure y'all check it out.
You feel like they're killing you in camp right now, man?
Oh yeah.
I've seen some pretty rough days.
Oh yeah, sometimes you pray for death, it's just like that, especially when you work a full-time job, manual labor, and then you get off and you got to come straight to the gym, and you don't want to a lot, but you got to, and that's what separates. And to be 100% honest, if it weren't for Doug and Mike, I'd be a lot more practice I would have missed, but they're always on my ass, so nonstop.
How you tell me about Doug? The week before, he was Doug's favorite, and it seemed like the next week you were Mike's favorite. tell me how that goes.
It's just they like to kill me and push me to my limits, and that's just how it goes. I spar a lot with Mike. Mike kicks my ass a lot, especially in that damn jiu-jitsu game that he likes to play. Not a fan of that. It's just all around constant. They do this so you don't die in the cage. And that's really what it's about. It's all about getting you better no matter what, pushing you to see how far you can go. And it's just about not giving up. And who wants it more is really what it's all about.
I know iron sharpens iron, that's how the saying goes. Like, how do you feel? Who do you feel like strengthens you? You got spar a lot of different people in your camp and stuff like that, and what do you feel like some of the guys bring to the table that brings that next level out of you, you know what I mean?
Oh man, most definitely Mike, and really whoever wants to slap me in the face or hit me hard, that's really what gets me going is I thrive on getting hit. It's stupid, it's dumb, I really wouldn't suggest for anybody, but I enjoy it. I don't know why. I'm built different. I guess I like pain. But if you ever see me fight or spar, I'm dumb sometimes. I get tired and I let my hands down and I just let you hit me in my face and I'll stand there and take it until I want to hit you. And that's just not the way to go sometimes, but it works sometimes. But you'll hear Doug yelling at me a lot for that shit, and Mike. But Mike will make me pay for it with like 1,000 hits in 1 minute. So there's always that, but it's all, everybody brings the best out of me. You got Josh, who's this lanky son of a bitch, and he's kind of hard to get in sometimes, and he hits hard. Khalil, who's just great at jiu-jitsu and wrestling and taking you down, and he's fast. Oh yeah.
How do you feel about it?
Oh man, he's very determined. He's ready. He's ready to go.
What do you feel like your strengths are when sparring, put in work in the gym?
Oh man, I think he's all around solid, to be quite honest. I think he's doing good, especially his ground game and takedowns. It's good stuff.
You feel like with the amount, the depth of coaching that you guys have that have a super solid ground game, do you think that kind of separates independent as a gym when you talk about fighters?
Oh yeah, I think all around too, especially stand up, because you got guys like Seth, and then you got like Mike mentioned earlier, you got Coach Chrissa, who's in the Wrestling Hall of Fame, and she's also a black belt, and that is just, I joke with her all the time, and it's like I might as well just hold your pocket and be your bitch. That's just one badass girl, you know what I mean? Like, I'd probably put money on her against some guys.
You guys got so much well-roundedness as far as like, you guys got jiu-jitsu black belts that you're around. You guys got a great stand-up coach. You guys got kickboxing that you guys are working on, drilling constantly. You feel like the depth of coaches and like the talent that you guys have as like a team as far as coaching, do you feel like that super trickles down into the talent that's in independent right now?
Oh yeah, you can see it firsthand in everybody that trains in it. Like Tim's got a great morning class. Professor Chris has got a great morning class. Professor Chrissa, who trains at night's got a great class. Professor Doug, all of them. I mean, it's crazy. Then you got Mike, and then you got Densu, who's one of our standouts as well with jiu-jitsu. Just you got a great group of guys, and then you also got guys in the McDonough gym and the Villa Rica gym. So it's not just Newnan where all this talent's coming from. You got 2 other gyms, so you know it's doing pretty well.
You brought up Doug. He's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, but apparently just likes cutting the lights off on people.
Oh man,
tell me about that.
He's a beast, man. He's a beast. He's a very, I don't know, man. He's crazy to watch, and he's just so calm it looks when he fights, and he's ready to just do business. And that also makes him a great coach because he knows exactly what he's telling you. He can be harsh sometimes, but you know that's what I need personally. And I do appreciate it, and I know he cares, and that's just, you know, it's just, he shows it in his own way, is the best way to put it. And he's a great coach, and I wouldn't have it no other way.
All right, tell me about Mike. How do you feel about Mike?
Oh man, Mike's a great dude, man. He's like a brother. Known him for a long time. A lot of those years are faded due to substances abuse, and you know, but that's why we're here now and doing what we're doing, and love him to death. Pisses me off a lot when he's coaching me and training, and you'll hear me cuss him out sometimes, which I should quit doing. But it's just one of those, like I said earlier, family kind of things. But he showed me a lot of great stuff, and he loves to show me stuff on the ground, and don't like being shown all that stuff, but we do it just to get out of it. But yeah, man, he's one of the best, in my personal opinion, amateur, especially pro coming up, back at his right weight class. He's about to do business in September, and that's just what it's going to be, his business. He's going to walk out with the W.
Mike's got a very interesting cage personality. Like it's interesting, but it's actually the same as outside the cage, Mike, when he's inside the cage.
Oh yeah.
Like, and his fighting style kind of reflects that as well. Like, how would you describe Mike's fighting style and Mike inside the cage?
Oh man, it's just where we come from. If you want to be honest, it's just we're just some wild hood country boys, as I like to put it. You know, you got a little bit of mixture of both, and that's just him. Like, you got to take a lot to stop Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen some nasty things done to him. I don't know if you can say some of those things on camera, but just know it's going to take a lot than a few more punches and kicks to get him down. I don't think he's ever been knocked out. He's never been knocked out, whether it be the street or the cage, from what I know. Yeah, man, he's just a tough dude, and he loves this shit, always has loved this shit. You know what I'm saying? He's at his happiest when he's training and when he's fighting. That's just, that's just how it is.
I know he's ranked in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but what do you think about his striking game? I see the...
Oh, man, let me tell you something. It's just, like I said earlier, it hits me 1,000 times in a minute. It's like what he lacks for power, you'll feel it about the 10th punch. You know what I mean? And he'll just keep coming, you'll hit him, he'll keep coming, you hit him, you keep coming. It's crazy. It's good stuff.
The thing that stood out most about his fight style to me was his accuracy and his stamina. Like that he can just keep hitting at that high of a rate for that long.
And he can go all day. Mike's like a what is it? Mike's a fucked up human being when it comes to the body. Okay, he can hit you, he can kick you, he doesn't run out of gas. You kick him anywhere where there's bone, you're gonna fuck your shit up, or you're gonna mess your shit up, right? He's like Wolverine on steroids, pretty much. It's just he's got defense and offense. It's crazy.
I've seen him be able to get the fire going in you when nobody else can in the gym. When you guys are going through the crucible, you know what I mean? And nobody else can really get that side of you out of you. Like, how does he do that? Like, is that a relationship? Is that what he brings out of you as a fighter? Like,
yeah, that, and he just knows where to punch me pretty much and how to get me going. He'll slap me a lot while we're fighting, which I don't like. He'll kick me in the leg over and over again, which I don't like. He'll try and take me down a lot, which I don't like. He just does shit and push my buttons, which he knows I don't like, and he gets the best out of me. But you know, that's just how the cookie crumbles, and I appreciate it. It's just, yeah, it's just how it is.
Your fight coming up. What's your approach? How do you feel going into it? What's gonna happen? Any predictions? Anything?
Blood, for sure. A lot of violence, a lot of swinging, a lot of on my part. On my part, there's gonna be it's just gonna be pure violence. It's gonna be one you don't want to miss. I'm gonna try and knock him out. We're gonna go in and do business, and we're gonna have a good fight.
Excellent. Anything you'd like to say to the team, to the gym? You know what I mean? It means so much to you, to your coaches, to your team.
Oh yeah, you know, I'm a very quiet person when I come and train. I look pissed off all the time, but I do love my teammates. Do anything for them, you know, especially my coaches. Love all my coaches. Tim, great guy, great real estate agent. Tim Stout Associates. You got Mike. You know, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. Coach James, who's always pushing me. And then you got Doug, one of the greatest coaches ever, in my personal opinion, and he should be in the UFC right now fighting. I think he would go far, most definitely. He knows how to push me to my point, and he knows how to motivate me at the same time. And then you also got Coach Chrissa, and she is also one of those people who pushes me and helps me a lot with my technique, especially on the ground in wrestling. So it's just, you know, it really, they sculpt people's lives is what it is when you're coaching. And that's one of the great things about it is they really help you find who you are, you know, whether it be a fighter or a person in general. So that's the good thing about it.
Chrissa is a big name in the gym. Everybody, she walks around in the gym and she's a giant in the building, man.
Oh yeah.
Like tell me a bit about her.
Oh man.
She's a personality and a beast in there.
Let me tell you something. I hate going with her sometimes, especially on the ground. It's like when she gets on top of you, it's like a truck sitting on you. Sometimes it's hard to get her off. And she's a great jiu-jitsu artist and black belt, and she's got hands. She's got nasty hands, and she's really great all around, solid game. Nobody wants to fight her. Don't know why, but they should. They should. Give her some time here. But yeah, man, she's great. She just got to find her opponent that wants to fight her.
And what is independent MMA to you? What is the gym for you?
No, it's family, man. It's family, and it's life. It's life. It's really what it is. Like, you know, you got guys that been here since the old Moab days, still coming in, you know. Still coming in and training. It's just becomes part of you.
Any last things to say, man?
Just tune in to my fight. You can order it at fightertix.com. Be sure you take my name so I can get the credit, and be prepared for a show. And me and my boy Khalil, we're gonna go out and bring home some W's. So stay tuned.
Sponsor plug. Anything?
Oh yeah, let me get. Also, if you want some nice bullies, go holler at my boy Justin Cash Camp Lee. He's got some nice quality dogs. If you want it for the good price, go holler at him.